Yeah, JR, see if you can even get down a little bit more. Just, yeah, and then tilt.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Clear that for a second.
All right.
Here we go. And
action.
action.
It was decided we were going to get 2 films done over the course of 2 days. It's a lot to try and execute, but it's also kind of a fun challenge to take on.
One of the challenges with independent filmmaking is crewing up. How can we take advantage of that time and energy that's going into getting all these resources together? Let's just do 2 projects. You already have everyone. Split it up, and we get more creators to have their stories told. And that's the route we took on Whole Note and Soul of the City.
This was a pretty quick shoot. The inspiration to write Soul of the City came from an article I read about this company, Soul Folks, that they had a pedicab system that they had opened up to previously incarcerated individuals. I loved the idea because the heart of it was about not just a job, but an opportunity to be a part of the community. I call the project Soul of the City primarily as a nod to Soul Folks. Also because I felt like the work that they were doing with the pedicabs was a lifeblood to the city. It was bringing people back. That name spoke to the mission statement of this pedicab system. For a community to say, we're gonna make space for our people and make sure that when they come out, that there is a space for them to grow and to thrive and to reconnect. And that's the soul of the city.
I always have been fascinated with shared experiences that all humans have to go through. And one of those is loss and death, right? So how do we, as individuals, kind of cope with this? What are like the similarities, how we process it, and what are ways that we do it differently? Whole Note is a story that delves into that. If you know that this is your last chance to speak with someone, whether you're the dying person or the living person, what do you say? You know, how does that conversation happen? For these projects, we decided to use FUJIFILM GFX100 the second because of its versatility. Projects are different. They have different requirements. Whole Note is a very handheld, fly-on-the-wall kind of feel, whereas you have Soul of the City, which has vastly different requirements in terms of how it looks. Normally, we need a totally different camera package and lensing. With this camera, we were able to capture both of these and have them be extremely unique.
Working on 2 films back to back, we wanted to let the sensor of GFX100 the second do what it does so well. It's got beautiful dynamic range. When we go into post, its ability to control shadow and highlight is really, really strong. For these 2 short films that we were doing, we were leaning more into the capabilities of working with anamorphic lenses on GFX100 the second. It's impressive. It's nice to have a small form factor camera that is able to work with very, very professional glass. I was fortunate to work with the team at Atlas Lens Company and Dan Keynes. We tested their Mercury series, which is a newer 1.5 anamorphic set of primes, and they're specifically designed for working with large format sensors. We pushed beyond that because this sensor is so large, you could actually see the outer edges of these lenses, which is not a negative thing. We were framing for a 2:1 aspect ratio, so we were completely safe. We decided to shoot in the GF mode at 4K, which is a 17:9 aspect ratio, and then using a 1.5 D squeeze on our monitors, and then we went into a 2:1 for our final aspect ratio. With GFX100 the second, it just gives every filmmaker another opportunity to have a small camera that you can put in places that you wouldn't be able to get a full-size cinema camera and still end up with a gorgeous image with beautiful color, beautiful dynamic range, and most of the capabilities that you're going to end up getting in a full-size professional camera.
Hey, everybody, guess what? That is a wrap. Thank you. Great job, everybody. Thank you so much for your hard work.